The operators that we looked at in the last movie were all pretty straightforward. A lot of them would be familiar to us already from mathematics. In this movie, we're going to look at some slightly more complicated assignment operators that are nevertheless very useful. They allow us to do things that would otherwise require the same set of operators to be repeated a lot of times, much more simply and concisely. It's important that we get used to these slightly more complicated operators if we're going to be able to read other people's code and be able to code efficiently and concisely ourselves. Let's take a look to begin with at this 3 lines of code here. The first line of code sets a variable a to the number 3. The second line of code, we take the variable a and we set it to a new value. And the new value is the variable a plus 7. Every time we refer to the variable a, what we're actually referring to is the value that we've set it to. So in this case, we're setting the variable a to its own value plus 7. So effectively we're increasing the value of the a variable by 7. And then when we print it out, we'll get a number, in this case 10. However, that's using the standard operators. If we use a combined assignment operator, we can write this in a much more concise way. This is the combined assignment operator. It looks like a plus sign followed by an equal sign. And what it essentially says is take whatever the value of a is now and add 7 to it and return that as the new value for the variable a. Let's take a look at our text editor so we can see how that works. We're going to create a variable called num, and we're going to set that to number 30. Then we're going to output something to our command line, because that's where we're going to test these scripts. We're going to say the value of num is, and then we're going to use the $sign here to show that we're actually asking for the value of the num variable. Because we've used double quotes there, Perl is able to interpret the variable name that we've put within that string. Then we're going to say num, and then we're going to use the combined operator. We're going to use the same value again, 30. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this line. Actually, I'm going to put a line break character in there between them so that it's more clear what's happening. And then I'm going to paste it again after we've done this line of code here. So let's see what happens now. I'm going to call this one combined.pl. Let's pop over to our command prompt and see what happens if we type in combined.pl. The 2 strings that are printed out show the 2 different values of num. After we've just set num to 30, that's all the value of num is. The second time, however, we use the combined assignment operator, and that takes the existing value, which is 30, and adds 30 to it, and then it sets that new value to the variable. So as you can see, this is a very concise way of adding 30 to the variable num. Without the combined assignment operator, we'd have to type in something like this, which would do exactly the same thing. If we pop back to our script and run it, we'll see that the same output is returned. It is a much more concise way, however, to simply use the combined assignment operator there.